Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and let's do Tundra versus Tundra today. Yeah, so I have a Tundra Capstone right here. Got it for a 7-day loan from the manufacturer. It's part of what I do in this channel, I get press loans. And this is the Tundra I'm gonna sell today. This is the Limited I bought last year for the channel. I did an insane amount of videos. There's tons of playlists, lots of stuff to watch. It'll be interesting to look at these trucks together because that is a non-hybrid. That is the hybrid, right? So this one has more torque, more horsepower, but it's not much better fuel economy. Drove from Denver, got like 18.2. I've driven that up in Denver and gotten like 17.5. So kind of a wash, depending on the day. I mean, a lot of factors involved there, but really no benefit there. But the interesting part is this one was $61,000 and that one's $78,000. Let's take a closer look. So this is the new exterior of the Tundra. What's interesting with this, the Limited one, I put a leveling kit on there from rough country, and you really can see the difference when they're standing next to each other, right? And so you can see how this is more leveled. So I'm pointing this out because it's not a limited thing. This is something I added to the truck. Versus this, you can see more of a rake on this Capstone. And rake, I mean, you can see the front end's a little bit lower, the back end's a little bit higher, okay? So this is the iForce Max, which is the hybrid version of the engine, 3.5 liter twin turbo V6, 10 speed, same, all the same. That's got a hybrid component to it, same lights. You can see the grille differences really stand out. I really like the Capstone grille a lot better than the Limited grille. Just that Fu Manchu kind of chrome gets to me a little bit, but this one's, as my friend said, this one's more mean. This one looks like a more mean, tough truck, and this one's more upscale, and it definitely can show that on the inside too. So everything else about the same. This is a TRD off-road package. You can see with those TRD wheels, and I have non-TRD over here. Okay, I have the Limited there on the badge, and then this is the interior. So I have, this is that Boulder color. It's like soft text material. It's not a leather, but it's not a plastic either. Pretty comfortable seats. I've had a really good time driving this with the seats. No problems there. This has got that interesting setup here where you open this and you reach in there and get easy things, or you pop it open and there's your interior. I have different drive modes: 4-wheel drive high, 4-wheel drive low, multi-terrain select, the shifter. I have the big screen, new this year. I've done tons of videos on that. And I have digital rearview mirror too, puts the camera on the screen. And here is your dash, which is interesting. So it's analog gauges and digital. So a little bit of digital in there, analog gauges, okay. Payload on this guy is 1,400 pounds. I do have the sport pedals. I want to point this out. I got the sport pedals. And I got the Tundra floor mats too. That was an option. This is a step from rough country that they added for me. And then we'll talk about this. Look at my haircut. Back here, we have some storage options, lots of storage options in there. We have a little bit of there's not a flat loading floor. This comes up a little bit, which hasn't been a big deal. Hasn't really been an issue for me. USBs back there and some little cubby. So that's kind of the interior with that panel moonroof set up like that. Let's talk about the rear. So I added this step because you can't get in the bed because the way they did this bumper. So that works out pretty decent. That comes down. And then there is the exterior of the Tundra. Now we have the chrome on the pieces, that's for the Limited. And we have the fancy party trick where you butt up, which I didn't really use when I had this truck. I never really used that feature. This is a composite bed, it won't rust, which is nice. It's got slots for the 2x4s, 2x6s. And a Utilitrack system, these things move around, and you put these tie downs wherever you want to. They screw, they move around. There's one up there, one there. So boom, that is that one. Let's come over to this one, kind of start back to front. So I have Tundra in the back here. I have the chrome lettering, just a nice little touch there. I do have still the chrome there, chrome, same setup. I have the foot step there, the fancy trick, the same bed. I do have the bed mat in here. This is an accessory. It's a nice bed mat. It kind of makes that really a more flat floor there instead of having the ribs. And some tie downs, same idea. Oh, and that's the automatic retractable step. So mine's manual, that's automatic. So that one's a little better. I have 22-inch tires here. We were actually looking at these the other day. They're pretty massive tires. Inside this Capstone, I have, the powered retractable running boards. These are really nice. Big fan of that. Come in here, I have heated and cooled outboard seats. outboard, which means this guy and that guy, not the middle guy. I have some USBs back there. Now, this is the complaint with the hybrid system. Toyota decided to put the hybrid battery back here underneath the seat so you lose the storage. And I will tell you that not every engineer I've talked to at Toyota is happy they had to do that. It's a safety issue that team decided it was going to be, and that's why they had to do it. So just because you think the chief engineer and engineers control everything, they don't always control everything. They have to, everybody's got a boss. I have the white interior here, which is interesting. I swear, it's just it would drive me nuts. My OCD would drive me nuts on that because I don't think it just gets dirty too fast for me, but that's just my opinion on it. I have the set seat buttons here, so I can set different set buttons. Same as the truck. I have a heated steering wheel. I have the lights. This is for the power running boards, lights, things like that. I will tell you, it's interesting. I was talking to engineering about this. So as you watch the channel, you have heard me complain about the heated steering wheel in the Tundra Limited. I actually got so kind of mad about it. I went and bought a professional grade radar gun to measure temperature. And it's interesting. According to engineering, it's all the same except for the leather is different. This leather is different than the steering wheel and that leather. And I swear this holds the heat better than that truck does. Okay. As far as the steering wheel, I've talked to people that they tell me Platinum, 1794 and Capstone steering wheel is really hot, but a Limited and going down below, it's not. And it's really based on, well, the trim apparently. Also this ledge here, nice little ledge. And one other thing about trim, I've been told, and I'm going to do a filming night video on this, is that because this is higher trim, it's got a better interior cabin for lighting at night, which has been a complaint of mine for the Tundra. So maybe just better trim. So turn this on. We can see a full digital display. If I can get the sun out of the way. Yeah, full digital display there. Okay, and then I have the big screen loads. Interestingly enough, this flashing on screen is just a camera refresh rate with this GoPro and this truck. But what's interesting about it is I don't get it in other brands. It's just, and yeah, this adjustable seat thing's driving me nuts. But not every brand does this with this camera. It's just kind of interesting. But if I get, let me just zoom in, sometimes it comes out. But so you don't have a home button, you have the controls here, which they're making improvements on this. Still not extremely happy with it, making improvements. So I have air suspension in here as well. I can lower it, raise it, that kind of deal. I have the cameras. I have the backup trailer button. I do have some four-wheel drive controls here and different drive modes. Tow haul has two different options, but I don't have the multi-train select or crawl control as you found in the TRD Pro or TRD Limited. TRD Off-Road. God, there's too many TRDs. So the TRD package on that one gives me multi-train select and crawl control. Those are fantastic if you do a lot of off-roading. If you don't, you'll never use them. All right, we have the panel moonroof in here, same as that. And I have, interesting here, is this over there in the Limited, this tray and this tray are the same. In the Capstone, I have a little covering here, a little bit different setup. And then same idea, opens, and I have the same thought there. But I do have a little more wood trim inside, little wood trim, and the wood trim there with the white seats. And these seats, I mean, they're a little bit better seat than the Softex a little bit, I guess, from my thinking, but to me, they're about the same. Like, seat comfort's about the same. This drives a little bit smoother because it's got the hybrid powertrain. So you got a little bit better torque curve when you have the electrification with the gas engine. Visibility is the same. The features I would use are about the same. Not much difference. Just a little more premium interior as far as it looks, with the more wood inside, and the running boards and the step in the back would be the big differences I got for this versus the other one. The hybrid powertrain, you can only get it in, once you get above Limited, it's standard on Platinum and 1794 and on the Capstone, which I believe on top of my head. I'm sure you correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so you really don't have any choice. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I am glad I got the Limited because I don't want the white interior. It's just not me, and I'm going to get too dirty. But I would have preferred to get the hybrid powertrain, and I would have preferred to get the auto running board back there on the opening and closing running boards, and the auto deploying step in the back, because that makes a big difference. That's nice that pops up, because that's more usable for me. But that's just me. I don't do well hopping over the bumper, hopping in the back of the trucks. I like a step. Air suspension, I'll have to play with that a little bit more, but you know, air suspension is one of those things, people either love it or hate it. You should have a better ride quality with this, with the air suspension, but I feel like they're about the same. And I'm sure some people can argue with me about that, but as far as driving on the roads and things like that, this drove smooth, it was powerful. Both are good powertrains. Both engineering as far as the chassis are done really well. I don't have any things there. I think it just really comes down to overall style, like the exterior, the interior, overall the features, and how much money you want to spend on a truck. Good questions. Hey, look forward to your comments. Put them down below. For more, check the videos over here. PickupTruckTalk.com is the website. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.